Corbin, how's your breathing?
Oh, I was rushing over here.
Well, you're Darth Vader at this point.
You will not turn to the dark side. Something like that.
Hold on a second.
Ooh.
Corbin, you have a hidden talent? A hidden James Earl Jones Darth Vader?
I've been working on it. Just a little James Earl Jones. Simba. You know?
Well, now do it.
Huh?
No, well, it was better when you were doing...
Wait, what?
Yeah.
I'm confused now.
All right, let's just get started. Welcome to Comic Playground. Going around the room, Corbin Ford, Juliet Caliendo, Frank Caliendo, Adonis Blake, Joe Newcomer, and then, of course, our faithful producer, Justin... Oh, I forgot Justin Neal. I almost forgot Justin Neal.
He has two first
Bow
names.
before me.
I thought we were doing the Hall of Justin thing. I really like that.
Yeah, well, we'll get that. It's a meanwhile over at the Hall of Justin, and then later, and then Donny. Donny, do we figure this out? Do you have a last name?
It's Ivory.
Oh, that Donny Ivory. Of course.
Does that sound like
Donny
a
Ivory.
50s singer?
Yeah, Donny Ivory. Hey.
Donny Ivory.
Yeah, I'll be performing in Vegas, you know.
What you are?
Well, the downtown strip, you know, I don't know.
I'm killing Justin Neal.
Donnie's name, it sounds like he's an antiquities dealer.
Come and get your
My name is
classic
Donny
stuff.
Ivory. I deal in all kinds of antiquities of a rare nature.
Actually, yes, that's perfect.
Antiquities of a rare nature.
Like this Wizard magazine with Ryan Reynolds.
Hold on
It's
a
the
second.
bee's knees.
This guy is very similar to Jim Ross.
Do you, Jim?
That's a lot to the Jim Ross. Oh, God, ladies and gentlemen,
We all have headphones. We can hear you now.
welcome to the Comic Playground. We've got a great matchup for you this evening.
All right. So we're going to start out with a little bit of housekeeping, just so people know. We're going to be changing a little bit of identity and stuff like that coming up. So be on alert for that. A little bit of rebranding. We've realized that we only talk comics a part of the time, not a huge percentage. So we're going to go all out nerding with... What are you doing, Courtney?
I've been watching
You can't
the whole
play with
time.
your Joker.
I'm sorry, it's not even mine. I just thought it looked different
You
in a
have-
different pose. And it
Put
fell
them
over.
in the cup. Now
That's
you've got
perfect.
you've got
Excellent.
Joker and Batman. They were slow dancing, and now they're at a high school dance being separated.
Sorry. Shouldn't
No
touch
touching.
All right, so be looking for that as we will be making some changes. But as of right now, at Comic Playground on everything, and subscribe. Let us know what you think about the show. Get us any kind of feedback. We're looking for that. We do have some feedback that we got coming up later that we'll talk about. But the big news this past week was, of course, Corbin getting pizza.
Wow, a shot.
A shot.
When you said my
Shot
name, I was
fired.
like, I'm the news? Okay, cool. No, pizza was
The
good.
big thing, of course, the Super Bowl.
Of course.
There was a game. Nobody seemed to care much about it. But what especially this audience seemed to really care about was the Endgame trailer.
Oh, yeah.
So who wants to start out? Anybody got any particular take on it? Good. Really great. Everybody's really raring to go.
Did everybody
so far.
see it?
I was hoping someone else was going to set the stage and I would come in timely because my thoughts were, it was interesting, but it was so short. And I'm not really the type of guy to break it down. Like there was a few scenes that people seem to be missing. And I focused on the end where like Cap was strapping on the shield, but his hand was shaking like he had like PTSD or something. That was my own observation. Other than that, though, I'm really
Maybe
a
he
Chapman
just
guy.
hadn't had enough sugar.
I mean, you have to eat, otherwise you are weak.
Maybe he hadn't.
He's really old.
Yeah, maybe he hadn't
is
had
really
his
old.
pizza yet.
It's
Shot fired.
yeah, that hurt. It's power food, y'all. Listen, but
Are you a Ninja Turtle?
no. Oh, the reference.
There you
yeah,
go.
no, I'm not. But no, but I did actually.
How awkward was that?
I'm sorry, I'm really missing right now. Did anyone see any
Are
different?
you?
Like,
Can you hear?
yeah, it's
Because it looks kind of like Mickey Mouse. I got you guys the most awkward headphones. They were like $20 each. I wasn't going to spend $100 per person on headphones, and I thought some people might have their own eventually. But I thought it'd be really funny to have giant ear headphones for
Oh
people.
God.
I'm like Princess Leia over here.
yeah, you actually do.
So,
Who broke the whole thing down?
well, I think everybody took a little bit of a look at it. I know Juliet was breaking it down in. every time something comes out, I immediately get. She watched it in slow motion.
Oh,
right?
gosh.
So what?
Interesting.
No, you don't know. Of course. Okay. So
What'd you see differently in slow motion than we missed? That we might have missed?
At the very beginning, there were a bunch of pictures, like just of the characters that had vanished, and the only color that you could see besides gray was red.
Cool. What do you think the significance of that is?
well, weren't there other colors in it as well, or was it only red? It was just
only
red.
red.
Close to the microphone.
It was only red.
So it was only red. So I didn't have
Reality stone.
the reality stone. So
Wow.
yeah. Wow. Is she opening it up for you?
Yeah, I was wondering. I'm saying,
It's,
red symbolize death. I saw that for like a second. I'm like, okay, is the gray because they're dust and the red because like they're dead? I couldn't. Reality still makes perfect sense. I poured over that for like 30 seconds.
It's either that or it looks like it's in league with the Marvel Studios logo. The IO and Studios is 10th anniversary, so it could be that as well.
Well, maybe they're playing on that to kind of talk about the reality stone.
I agree.
So that could
It's everybody who
tethered.
poofed. She was right. I was texting. Frank was texting me during that. He's like, "Did you catch this?" Juliet I'm like, "Man, I did not catch that."
Darn it.
She's so fast.
But does that mean that symbolize
That's because she's in slow motion. Everybody else is in slow motion. She's with the speed force.
she has the time stone? Right?
Yes,
Yeah,
the
it's
time stone.
It's got. If you want to read off of the characters, it's just Wasp, Fury, Spider-Man, Doctor Strange, Vision, Black Panther, Bucky's in there, and the Guardians. Some of the Guardians.
I actually ended up watching the slow motion and I didn't catch all that.
No.
I have it up on slow mo right here.
I've been
So it's-
a little off. I'm off caffeine, so
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he walked in with a headache today. So I forgot where I was going to go with that, which is always good. Maybe I should have had some pizza.
It's good for
So
you.
we're starting out really well. Let's just start over with a new show. It's called The Comic Hangover.
Let's break it down, boys.
So there was that. You had heard some news earlier today, was it, Justin?
Yeah, it was about the runtime was being talked about. So Endgame's being shown to select audiences. They're called test audiences to see what they think.
Kind of to test.
To test
Yeah.
things out.
That makes
Very
sense.
good.
I like Justin's explaining the things that don't need to be explained to now. Like that's the great thing about Justin is he has all the information, but he has information about the information.
it's not mansplaining. It's very unique. It's just explaining.
Yeah.
There it is.
Justin,
That's exactly right.
It's just in time.
just in case.
but
Justin. Meanwhile, back at the Hall of Justin, he tries to prepare his facts once again.
Bam.
there's a bird in here.
Yeah, that was
What
kind
is
of
going on?
pigeon-like. Was that maybe it was Gleek?
And we're all doing random sounds now.
Oh, I'm doing a Gleek. Come on. If the Wonder Twins couldn't touch, Gleek would have to put his nose in there. Gleek! Zan, Jaina, Gleek! Shape of a donkey. Form of donkey spit. Juliet, you don't have to look disgusted.
She looks like
like,
she
what
has.
are you
She's
talking
like,
about?
what are you doing?
We're talking about 1970s cartoons.
70s playground.
70, yeah.
She's embarrassed for us.
So the runtime, but trust me, she's embarrassed for me all the time. So the runtime, 25 hours. Is that what they're saying?
It's right about 25 hours. You're right.
20, it's 2 days.
Is there not going to be like an intermission during that or something? I read something about that. I thought
We're gonna have intermission time,
there was like a rumor
like the
I
sound
saw
of
on
music.
Twitter that they were considering doing an intermission because of how long the movie was going to be.
Ooh.
Yeah, saw it today. That's factual.
Thanos again.
Let's all go to the lobby. Go to the lobby.
Could break it up.
And the little
Let's go
timer,
to the
the 10-minute
lobby.
timer that pops. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I doubt they will do that. I
Before
mean, that seems so
Thor
weird.
gets
No,
Stonebreaker.
I doubt it too. The Hateful Eight was 3.5 hours long. The Quentin Tarantino movie.
Yeah,
But this
Yeah.
is clearly easily going to be the longest Marvel movie, right?
The problem,
I feel
right? The
bring
problem with
that back.
doing a 3-hour movie, and it's been the problem with every 3-hour movie, is
Runtime.
you
Attention
lose
span.
the amount of showings you can show in a day at a theater. So the theater owners don't really like 3-hour movies because you now have taken let's say you could fit 15 at a regular pace, and you make it 3 hours. Now you can only do like 12 or 11 because of the 3 hours. They take up more space, so there's less people coming into that next showing. So that's clocking in right around 3 hours, according to the reports that I read, and the intermissions being talked about. He's correct.
Oh, yeah.
So you've researched this to see that seems legit
So far, yeah.
I'm not a fan.
No,
Kind of hardcore.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the intermission. I don't think
Yeah,
I
the
enjoy that. Although I do have to take a few tinkle breaks if I get the large soda.
I'm with you on that one.
See, just don't eat that day.
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah,
eat that day.
coming
get
from
large.
you.
It's hard. It's hard. Trust me, it's hard. But I
You're
do
gonna
that.
bring your own pizza.
No, here's the funny thing. Okay, I always buy myself a large popcorn, a large soda. I eat like maybe 3 handfuls of the popcorn and bring it home every time. Like I'll go, I'm hungry. I'm gonna eat everything, and I never touch the popcorn.
I know me personally. I eat, I drink, I use the restroom before I go into movies
Yes,
because I
always.
would not want
Oh,
to.
thank you. Great.
Wait,
great
you eat
to be
before?
a new dad. Corbin, could you try not to laugh so hard into every time you
told me to get
laugh?
closer.
I know, but not on the laugh. You get close when you talk. On the laugh, back up because it's like all of the realms are being destroyed.
Wow. It just comes. Okay.
I have a question for Juliet, if you have a moment up there.
Okay.
During the,
I mean, I guess.
I mean,
If I have
it's not
to.
too much trouble.
I wink at her. I'm winking at her, not even on purpose. I'm just like, come on, hon. She's the most talkative when she gets. I don't know. Is it the microphone that throws you off, or the bunch of big weirdos sitting around?
Is it the giant headphones? We can get rid of them.
Oh man.
Oh gosh.
So, what was the question?
My question is, during the trailer, there's a scene where Black Widow, Captain America, and then Bruce Banner, and then on the very end of that, going from left to right, is Rhodey. There's a big, massive gap between Bruce Banner and Rhodey, and it's like, I guarantee you somebody was CGI'd out of that scene. Who do you think it is?
I think either Captain Marvel or Tony Stark.
But who was your joke that she came up with the greatest? So did you guys see that there's that gap, and it looks like somebody's been completely erased, and she said to me,
I said Drax is there, you just can't see him.
So good.
he's just standing very, very still.
Hot take. What if there's no one there?
Then
What
that's a
if we spend all
really
this time
awkward
analyzing
angle.
and it's just an awkward angle?
It's
So
just
do you
really
think
awkward.
The Russo brothers just gave a big
Yep.
space.
I mean,
for
they
us
had
to
a
talk
scene
about it?
at the end of the first Avengers trailer for Infinity War. They had Hulk and Captain America and Black Panther and all of them running to close out
Yeah.
that trailer, and that never happened.
Yeah, maybe if you had been listening to the last podcast we did, you would think that was actually a trailer for this next movie.
I think. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't want to say it then, but I think that was a setup. I really think it was.
Maybe there isn't even
going
a
back to
movie
Wakanda.
Endgame. Maybe that doesn't exist.
Okay,
Maybe it's a
okay.
huge setup.
I like how Zach's not here, so everybody's Shyamalaning now. He's throwing out twists.
It's just a legit conspiracy theory that I really think is a thing here.
I mean, it's
they
entirely
put out
possible.
stuff to set people up, and remember when they did the casting when they first put out the first photo and it had like the lights that were like the infinity lights in the picture, the Russo brothers, maybe like middle of last year.
Oh yeah, I remember.
They're
putting
really
that up,
known
yeah.
for trolling people. I really think that maybe those two things are just like, oh my god, and we spend hours upon hours
Like
pointing
a red
through it,
herring?
and then there's nothing.
Yes.
Exactly.
Wow.
Do you remember when they said Thanos was going to get all the Infinity Stones and snap his fingers? That never happened.
Wow. Okay.
All right, so we need an intermission. So that's the big talk on it this week. Is I thought it was fun to watch the trailer. When Juliet slowed it down, I was like, holy cow, and started looking at it, and there was so much more going on because I watched it. And actually, Juliet, did you missed that the first part of that
yeah,
one, right?
I missed
She was
it.
what were you doing?
I was with Hope in,
Oh.
in the living room.
Oh, okay. So you had left because the game was already too boring for you. First 2 or 3
Can't blame her
minutes.
for that one.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So I think that's you could be right. They maybe they're trolling us. I don't know, but there's no podcast in Nothing Happens.
True. Okay. Well, what would each of you guys' takeaways be from that spot? Like, did you get anything else that added to your already ongoing theory? Like, I saw nothing in that spot that changed my original theory on the movie to begin with.
That Captain America is in group counseling, according to Juliet. She saw that too.
When they're standing there, they're clearly looking for something. So who are they looking for, or what?
That's right.
I like the part with Nebula and Tony Stark, and they're welding something.
Yeah.
What was cool about it is Tony Stark's looking like Iron Man 1 with his black tank top.
Yep.
And it's got a the arc reactor shining through the middle of it. So it's very like a throwback moment for
Or is it actually in that time?
Look at how strong.
I also enjoyed all the Avengers at the end kind of walking in a single file line with like the sun coming up in the background. And then there's Rocket Raccoon walking with them. It's phenomenal.
In the
like,
retro raccoon costume.
Yeah, he
Shout out
is.
to that.
Yes, he is.
Yep.
Did you guys get a record vibe on that? You ever like Echo and the Bunnymen released a record and it looked exactly like that lineup? I'm a music guy, so it reminded me of Beatles for Sale. It all looked like that to me.
Cool.
Juliet,
cool.
you're a big Beatles fan, right?
I mean Abbey Road. Like they're walking in that line. Like it's a very iconic way to
absolutely
put characters.
Show them.
The almost Tarantino-ish.
Exactly.
Well, last thing I asked, last question I wanted to ask, what did you think of like the empty shots of New York and of like, was it City Stadium?
City Field.
City Field.
Yeah. Do you think that like symbolized like it takes some time after the original event, like after
A few months after, probably.
Yeah, there's
Probably.
definitely some devastation there.
Because they're getting used to like half of everybody being gone.
I think that's like a year.
Yeah. It looked like that's what they I saw a lot of posts about like how to deal with people when they're gone and things like that, post-traumatic stress, all that jazz, like counseling and everything like that. And it's definitely them trying to figure out a way. And then I think that has to do with why Rocket looks the way he does. He found his way to Earth to kind of try and see if there's another way because he found something out. And there we go.
Sure.
To piggyback on Corbin and what he said, what if none of those scenes that we saw are in the movie? Absolutely zero.
Wow. Okay.
Not a single one of them.
I was just trying to put another opinion out there.
No, it's all good. I just think we just need more humor in this show.
That's true.
I was thinking about the empty spot there, and I was thinking that it'd be a really good way to introduce a new character. Like maybe that's why they're leaving it out. You know, it's not somebody that we're missing that's already been in the movies. It's a new Avenger because we're really moving into a next Avenger.
Next level, yeah.
So maybe we get
the West
She-Hulk.
Coast Avengers.
Captain.
Isn't there talk of the West Coast Avengers?
Oh, I'm not really sure about that. But.
I think there's a little bit of that. Yeah, but that'd be interesting because I thought, okay, maybe there is a new person. They're looking up, so maybe Captain Marvel is like up and they're looking at her, or like Tony Stark's arriving or something. But yeah, that's true.
I get excited when there's a new character introduced. Who else? What are the other options for Avengers that it would be next in the storyline, Justin?
For the Avengers?
Yeah, I mean, I know there's like She-Hulk and who else? I mean, who else was in the
I just
the
know
new
Wolverine.
Avengers? Who were they?
Sheesh.
And Ronan was in that, so that also stands.
Yeah,
to
Ronan was
reason.
in that one.
What are you showing everybody, Corbin, at the audience? If you're going to share with one person, share with the whole class.
So Corbin is showing everyone.
Did I say Corbin?
Yes.
Oh, sorry. I'm just so used to making fun of Corbin.
I found
Why
this.
does Corbin have your phone?
There we go.
I found
Maybe
this
Nova.
on Instagram, and it's basically just an image of speculations of what's to come and things like that. And like you were saying about the West Coast Avengers, like that might be in the mix. These are just kind of where they think things are going.
So where did this come from?
Instagram.
Oh, it's just from the people at Instagram, or this is somebody?
This is from. Sorry. TC Does Comics. I follow him. Shout out to TC Does Comics.
Gotten some stuff right before? Or is this?
He throws out.
Why do you think everything's a rip? The things that are a rip are just on you.
Ow. But in my head, what
Ow?
if TC never
went
got
from
anything
wow
right?
to ow?
What if?
He dropped the letter.
What if TC never had anything right? Like in my head, that's funny. Like Adonis goes, actually no, but you know.
No.
I didn't know if it was like a person that had inside information, or like us who just make stuff up.
Well, I follow a lot of like just comic theorists and people, comic artists and things like that, and I just watch what they put out because a lot of the times they have they do have just a large chunk of insight, but other times it's just kind of just like, ooh, what if this would happen? Exactly.
Like Juliet always tells me, people are saying, and it's just like Donald Trump, people are saying, what people? A lot of people. I didn't say how many. I said what people? All the people. Who are all the people? You know, the people who are saying things. Oh, thank you. You're welcome. And Nancy Pelosi looks angry behind me. That was a tremendous clap. All right, well, let's move on. I actually want to. I had an order, and I want to bounce it around because I think I want to go a little way because we haven't heard from Donny enough yet. Oh, yeah? And, I mean, can we ever hear enough from Donny?
Absolutely not.
I don't think so.
No,
so,
impossible.
Donny, you have your magazine out, which means you have notes ready to go.
I tried to memorize them. I got them a little memorized now. I'll just,
You got it a little memorized?
I might glance a little.
Let's eventually maybe try for mostly memorized or completely
I
memorized.
don't have a cue card guy anymore.
You had a cue card guy?
I told you, Doug, we had to fire him. Remember, I was doing this for him. They'd repeat it, and then he would bring back. I'm like, no, I just read that one. No, the other way.
I honestly had no idea what we were talking about last time when that was happening. When you were saying that, that's why I kept going. I don't know what you're saying, and I still am lost. So, but that's great. That's great. So, do you have a rant for us, or
I'm going to rant that is called "Fun Facts and Laughs." Still.
Did you just rip your page?
Hey, let's see. Like
Well, yeah.
the best part is the anger with which you said fun facts. Donny, you're a gem. You could be in an infinity gauntlet. I'm just
Basically.
saying.
the Donny Stone.
It's the Donny
What
Stone.
color is the Donny Stone?
The Donny Stone.
Some weird.
It's like a
beige.
ocean blue.
Ocean blue, like a sea foam.
Yeah,
Very
like
calming.
like the Mexican Riviera type blue, but no. So
Tie-dye.
I like that better.
So I've always been interested in this story. I want to talk about an actor I really like called Nicolas Coppola. You guys might know him as Nick Cage. That's how involved he is in the comic books. Yeah, named his son Kal-El. What are you laughing at? You ever seen Raising Arizona? That's like the greatest movie ever.
It is a great movie.
Okay, all right, making
Greatest movie ever, Donny?
sure. Well, it's up there.
Close enough.
What, up there top 1,000?
next to Super Troopers, Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. No.
Oh,
The Wiz. Okay. Anyway.
Fred Savage has done better.
Okay. Okay.
Oh wait, no, we're talking the Michael Jackson one. Okay, I'll stick in the Wizard.
I was like, where are you going?
Hold on, Donny just introduced his laugh.
man.
Oh my gosh, it's like a Disney creature laugh. It's Donny, you are a star. I'm telling people that constantly. So go on with your Nicolas Cage.
I want to take his face off. But
Gosh, the cringe.
so he's
that's what being awesome is.
That's what being
Learn
awesome
how to
is.
do it.
I'm trying.
Learn how to do it.
I'll do this.
I just want to eat pizza and be happy. Okay.
I was about to do my Gone in 60 Seconds. Okay.
Holy cow, Donny reenactments of movies might be the greatest thing in the world.
So he's always been into comic books.
Donny,
you're
you're Thor, End, Infinity War, bring me Thanos. Give it to me.
I don't like Thor.
You don't get to deny. Just do it.
I always talk like this. And I don't. This is how I always talk. No,
He says, I gave you the line, bring me Thanos.
bring me Thanos. I don't know how he really talks. He just,
I used to after you did it.
No.
Yeah, it sucked out.
I got. I remember from watching the first one. Give me Thanos, and I slam Matt down my coffee. Bring me another coffee. Yeah, okay.
I still don't know
He was at
planet
the
you're from.
Melmac with Alf. No.
You're on Melmac. Hey, Willie. All right, so
Okay.
All right, so go ahead. I'm sorry. I keep interrupting you, so we get.
It's
something
fun.
interesting.
It's fun. So he's collected a lot of especially rare comic books. Action Comics #1, the first Superman, the first Batman being Detective Comics number 27, and a few others. Unfortunately, in 2002, someone decided to break into his home and steal his comic book collection. They took his Action Comics number 1. Well, I'll just say he took his first Superman, Batman, and another one. In 2002, he's just like, I don't want my place to be a targeted place, so he decided to sell off his whole entire comic collection to clear up some financial debt and everything.
He was in huge tax debt.
Yeah.
Wow.
I decided not to pay anything. I'm going to Las Vegas to drink myself to death.
Leaving Las Vegas, gotta love it.
Wasn't that a movie actually?
It was brilliant.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I've done 2 Vegas movies. But anyways, so in 2011, thank God, his Action comic books actually popped up in a storage bin in San Bernardino Valley. I always thought, how the heck can they detect a raw comic, But he actually did have the highest. He actually had the highest grade ever. He took it into CGC and it got graded a 9.0, which is like, wow. There's actually only 2 that exist now. But he sold it. He sold it around that year. It sold for $2.161 million, making it the best condition ever graded and the most expensive one to ever sell at an auction. So
That was Action 1?
yeah, that was Action Comics number 1, graded at a 9. I looked at the CGC census. There's only 2 that exist, and everything else is just under. There's actually about 66 in the universal grade. 30 of them were restored, and one of them had a page ripped out, so it gets another grade. But I don't know. I would have just did Raising Arizona 2, and kept the comic book, but whatever.
I don't know if anybody wanted that movie.
Mister, you got pantyhose on your head.
Well, you once again surprised us with a killer ending to a rant. I mean, talk about a crescendo.
I want to rant that thieves suck. No, I don't know.
You have us all pulled in so much.
Really?
And then we're completely engaged. And then you're just like, Mr. Stark, I don't feel too good.
Spidey out.
I don't know what happens. Like you're in it, the story's there, and you're.
I guess I'm the M. Night Shyamalan of some movies, but yeah.
All right. Well, let's get into. Are you done with that? I can never tell when you're finished.
I'm done.
From now on, I want you to end all your rants and fun facts, which seem to be completely the opposite of each other.
Sad
if you will.
That was a lot. That was
Sad
very
fact.
sad.
Yeah, sad fact. I have no money.
Donny facts, man.
I got a comic. It's worth $1 million. So all your stories should finish up with the end. I'm done.
They guys wake up like, okay. Yeah.
Hold on.
The end. I'm done.
Thank you. And then you get applause.
Juliet's like, no.
She's like, what am
Wow,
I doing?
We will not have it.
Are you how little fun are you having right now? Like, just you seem completely disgusted that you're doing this. But at least you're not doing homework, right? Yeah, absolutely. Good. Talking works on the mic, just so you know. All right.
We're getting a lot of nods, though.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, it's good. It's great. Will you be ready for trivia later? Because that's her thing. We've decided that she is so good that nobody can even come close to defeating her. She's the Grand Master. Yeah. So let's go Batman. There was some news this week, Justin, that was it last week now, or was it this week?
This week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This was.
Ben Affleck.
Yeah, Ben Affleck stepped down as Batman. He's not coming to the
So
new...
it was his choice?
I would say a little... What do you think, Joe? A little bit of both?
I would definitely say a little bit of both. I
Doesn't
know that
seem-
he's been trying to get out of that, I think.
But you're
for
a huge
while.
fan of him as Batman.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'd love to see
Adonis
that movie.
as well?
Yes.
He's the Frank Miller Batman.
Can I get a rant on that?
Exactly.
Yes, I agree. Like, there hasn't been... and I didn't ask for permission yet, sorry. There hasn't been... We haven't had an older Batman done right. It's happened twice. First to George Clooney of that forgettable movie. And the second one, Christian Bale did okay in The Dark Knight Rises, but it wasn't...
He did okay. I thought he was great, but...
Well, playing an older Batman,
Okay,
I mean.
older.
No, he did a great, phenomenal job, but just, oh, my knees hurt, that kind of thing as far as an older Batman. that was the closest thing we had from the look to the design. I mean, if we had a standalone movie where he could work and focus on maybe his detective work and dealing with, you know, his violent newer method that we saw in Batman vs Superman, and that would just been amazing. He fit the perfect mold for that. And now we're gonna go back to getting a younger Batman, which is fine. I mean, I love Batman, so it's okay, but I really wish we had done, like you said, like the quintessential Frank Miller-esque Batman, that older grizzled veteran who's been doing this for like 20 years, and stories that you can put in that mold, maybe him fitting that universe, kind of coming to terms with his, you know, aging body and how that's working. There's so many other ways you can go forward that I feel tired that we keep going back.
Well, I think that part of it is just the marketing, right? Everybody wants to hit the younger kid audience.
And I think, but that's, I guess, that's my issue with it. It's Frank Miller did such a great job of taking this older person and making him more appealing to the younger crowd, because he had to basically come back and reteach himself, re-etch the moral foundation that he used to put him in that situation in the first place. Come back with all these different routes and for solving these issues, and come back and find a new strength, you know. And that I really enjoyed about Frank Miller's Batman. And I was really looking forward to Ben Affleck portraying that. And the fact that he was gone, like, it honestly made me sad. I was like, oh man. And then I saw a couple posts about like a couple people being looked at as the new Batman, one of them being Robert Pattinson. Now,
please God no.
I can only see him as a diamond vampire, so I'm good. But
forever
thank you.
ruined.
Yeah.
I mean, the man's an actor, so maybe he gets in there and just absolutely slays it. I mean, everyone downplayed Keaton, so I can't really take away from anybody.
Exactly.
But I wanted that Batfleck.
Yeah.
I wanted it so bad. Those covers of The Dark Knight Returns, those
gosh.
Frank Miller covers, he
God.
is that
In the
Batman.
rain.
Yep.
There couldn't have been a better pick for that Batman. But the problem is, you're just not going to see DC taking any chances. They can't afford it. They've had so many mistakes and missteps. And Justin and I were talking about this. We really think that it comes down from the top for them, and they have investors making decisions, whereas the creatives aren't.
Yeah,
and that's really a problem. But they can't afford not to do that at this point, because they've tied themselves up with that.
Well, yeah, but Aquaman's helped them a little bit, I think. And Aquaman was a different type of movie, so maybe they'll be able to pull something up. But it always goes, like, even Indiana Jones is going back to, let's put the kid in there.
Yep.
Yeah, and my thing is this: you have Robin. Let's say you did. I mean, and I get what you're saying.
New Batman, Sean Connery. Let's go. I'm the Batman.
I mean,
He's just Bane. Batman. Am I
First
Bane?
a spit, then your body. Yeah, exactly.
That's right.
Just throw Nick Cage in.
Like-
Give me Nick Cage.
But like, is it so?
Yeah. Wow.
I mean, he was supposed to be Superman, so
Yeah, oh yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, I meant to talk about that.
See it.
Did you guys hear what he said about that? It's taken out of context. It made him sound really ridiculous, but what he said was kind of interesting. He said, that was the greatest Superman movie that you're never going to see, because in your mind, it's perfect.
I'm going to my fortress of solitude
Oh my goodness.
I love
to
him.
drink myself to death.
I can only imagine inviting Lois to the Fortress of Solitude in that voice. Like,
I'll put in this crystal and talk to Jarrell. It is me, your son, Kal-El. I'm here on Earth using the power of their yellow sun.
Okay,
I'm gonna lose my point.
that made up my mind. I think I want Nick Cage
It's
now.
done. You can still do it. An
The
older,
red
grizzled
kryptonite
Superman.
has alternate effects on me. I'm aging at a crazy pace where I can play super old Frank Miller Batman.
Who's going to steal the Declaration of
I'm
Independence.
going to steal the Legion of Doom's independence.
Oh man, I mean, I'm just gonna say they could have easily done one good older Batman movie, brought along Robin in the Batman Universal's Carrie Kelly, and then maybe
Carrie Kelly.
yeah, and then maybe set their own kind of movies with her, like a Robin standalone movie.
Such a good
what
idea.
I think would happen or should have
I'm
happened.
still stuck on Sean Connery.
Yeah, it's
Robin, Bat cane, Bat wheelchair.
So is it the superheroes from SpongeBob and stuff like that? What?
Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy.
There you
Yeah,
go.
Too quick. Mermaid Man and yeah, that was fine.
One last thing on Batfleck. Give me that rated R too.
Yes.
Make it happen for adults.
Yes.
And it'd be such a good.
Yes.
That's the reaction of
Snyder
Deadpool.
cut.
You know.
Snyder cut.
cut.
Yeah, because he was going.
Kevin Smith is pushing it. Come on, guys. We need
Yeah.
that Snyder cut.
But I do have some actual thoughts on who might be the Batman.
Go forth.
Get it.
So Matt
I want
Reeves
to hear.
has been talking about wanting to use a familiar face, and then they had the Robert Pattinson information. But Matt Reeves worked with Mark Wahlberg, and he was brought up before Affleck. I think that's not a bad pick. But since they're looking for somebody younger, I don't know if that's if that's the idea.
Isn't he short too?
Yeah, that was.
But they can
my-
cover that up.
I'm Batman. No, you're not.
they can.
You're Bat Boy.
But I see what you're saying. I do. I'm sorry. Yeah.
So yeah, I just think that's a logical one. And then somebody I put a long shot on, and they said Keanu Reeves. I thought that would be an amazing Batman.
So,
Whoa.
Neo Batman.
I know. Yeah.
No, more like John Wick Batman.
I know Bat Foo.
That's good.
I am totally ready to take on the Joker.
He's got the kung fu
It's a
skill.
bat-
Yeah,
Excellent
imagine him
adventure.
in that suit just taking out folks with that whole.
Keon Fu.
I want to see John Hamm. That's my vote.
That would be
That's a
that'd be
popular
pretty
one.
good. I
Yeah.
just don't think
But
he's
for-
physically capable of doing that. I mean, yes, we can train, but I don't know.
Well, to be
If
fair,
Harrison Ford can be Indiana Jones in the Crystal Skull,
he
John
couldn't.
Hamm
Though. That was
can
the
be Batman.
problem.
Harrison
No, I
Ford can
get
be
you.
anything he wants. I think.
Okay. I like that
Pretty
Super Bowl
much.
commercial with him, by the way.
It was
Yeah.
great, right?
Yeah.
yeah.
Funny.
My last pick is Casey Affleck.
Casey.
Get out.
He's such a good actor.
No, he's not.
Oh, are you
No,
kidding
he's not.
me?
You don't like
He's
Casey
a
Affleck?
garbage
Fired up, I
person,
love it.
And he's a garbage actor.
He's a garbage actor.
Yeah, he is. I don't know
Have
how
you
he got
seen-
as far
have
as
you
he
seen
did.
the films he
I
created?
sure have. I surely have.
You go to film school.
That's
How do you
okay.
Not like Casey
And I learned to
Affleck?
appreciate excellent actors like Ben Affleck.
The Grammys disagree.
that-
I
The
think
Grammys.
I like
He's a singer,
not the Grammys.
he's a singer now.
the Oscars disagree.
I want to
Emmys-
see this one in the ring. Because I got to believe you just run him out until he's tired.
Yeah, absolutely.
Are you
I
serious?
just run
though? He's-
away from Justin.
Are you serious?
He was like, what?
Oh my gosh.
Real quick question though. A quick aside. Did anyone have any thoughts on the Batman Beyond movie that like was gonna happen and then
And now it's-
that ended over this week?
Yeah, it didn't happen. It was a rumor that WB had to debunk. I was really sad.
Yeah, when you posted that on
Man.
the Facebook page, hashtag Comic Playground Facebook, what's up?
Twitter as well. We're here too. We in here. Okay.
When you posted that, I was actually really sad because I was following up all this information, and they were saying, "Oh, this is going to happen," and they're working on it. It's in the works. They're in the beginning stages, trying to work it up, and then all of a sudden, like a day or so later, yeah, this is not happening.
And
And I was
Will-
like, no.
And Will Friedle, the voice of Batman Beyond, came in and said, like, he retweeted one of them and said, listen, I want to be a part of that. I retweeted on Twitter, Comic Playground, that he really wanted to get behind that and kind of in that project since the animated film. And
Yeah.
the fact that they ended at first, they started looking for more of like an Asian American actor. And we were all like, well, it's voice acting, so it wouldn't really matter. And then like right after that, Warner debunked everything and said, oh, it's not happening. I just thought
And it
that
was
was...
because they were looking for an Asian actor that they decided we're not doing this anymore.
They could have
That
they
makes
could
no
have done
sense.
Stephen. Well, no, he's doing something
I
else
mean,
right
it's
now.
voice acting though. Like, I
Yeah.
get it, but I don't get it because I mean, how he's represented on picture. I mean, Dana the same thing. Like she Asian American features, I guess, animation wise, but I don't think the voice actress behind her was.
Yeah,
And didn't really matter.
She's definitely more Asian than Terry
Dana
McGinnis.
Tam. Yeah,
Yeah. Terry McGinnis kind of seems like I don't know, like
Normal.
he may like he may be like of Italian descent. Just because of his hair. That's honestly all I see.
Well, he's
you judging me?
Shway. Shway. Oh, this is a bummer.
well, it'd be whatever DNA that Bruce Wayne is and his mom is. 'Cause that's who he's made up of.
I know. I wish they hadn't done that, by the way, but I
Epilogue?
digress.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. This is another thing we hadn't gotten to yet. We talked last week about the Netflix Marvel shows.
Oh yeah.
Got into that pretty well. And Juliet and I have been watching a lot of CW.
You haven't been watching any.
What? No, Casey Affleck is a great actor. I will take you down.
It's a trap.
Oh, that was good.
Well, I'm a little behind.
Put on
You're way
blast.
ahead. You're actually in the future. You broke the Speed Force, and you're watching. Yeah, she tells me that the things that's so funny about watching, because I got Juliet into The Flash and Arrow, and now, how many episodes of Arrow did you watch yesterday?
7.
Whoa. That's a wow right there. You
that's
said
yours.
it. Wow.
Wow.
I stole
Just
it. I'm
not-
sorry.
yeah.
That
she's
makes
on.
sense.
She's one weekend. It was what, over fall break from school. She had watched season 1 and 2. Was it?
Season 1 of The Flash in a day.
That's like, sheesh.
All right.
Yeah, she's
That's getting that work. There you go.
and then she's asking. She gives me questions about Arrow all the time, and like, I don't remember. I'm a season behind right now. So she's way on the gap. But there's a couple things you really like. The Flash. Is anybody in on the Flash?
I love the Flash.
Yeah.
Grant
cool.
Gustin.
And he's a great. He seems
Yep.
like a great Flash to me.
Yeah.
Very likable, fun. And then Juliet, you like him as the Flash? Okay, great. Tough when you have such strong opinions on stuff. And then see, I like the Flash. I think I'm trying to figure out how I started watching, because I think I started watching the Flash and realized that Arrow was on, and then I went back and liked Arrow even more because it was very Dark Knight-ish.
Yes.
And I was like, it's very real. And then what happened with Arrow is it started getting into the Lazarus Pit and all the Ra's al Ghul. Does anybody know? Is it Raj?
It's Raish.
Yeah, it's Ra's al Ghul.
Raish.
I know as a little kid I pronounced it as Raj.
They made fun of it in the animated shows about that. Because Terry said Roz, and then Bruce like, it's Raish. And we're like, oh, okay, well, it's Raish.
Now we know.
'Cause I've been saying Roz.
Didn't they say it both ways on there, Juliet? You said.
Yeah, some people say it Rage and some people say it Raj.
And so, yeah,
It's like Tony Stark and Tony Stank. It really, really,
It's really not, though.
are you Tony Stank?
You tried it.
All right.
Thanks, Justin.
not do it as Jim Ross.
Thanks, guys.
Just do it as Jim Ross.
Yeah, that would have been so much funnier.
Nope.
Try it again. No?
Nope.
Okay.
Oh, you're not going to play.
Are you gonna
anymore?
be Tony Stank?
But see, I
been
appreciated
similar.
Arrow later on. When it first started, I'm like, it's too Batman. It's just too this. They had Deathstroke and Raish. And I'm sitting there going like, come on now. They can't use Batman, so they're just using Arrow, which defeated the purpose, because in the comics, he was not half as dark and brooding as Batman. They kind of made him like that.
Yeah.
So I wasn't a fan. And then like maybe season 4, season 5 went back, and I was like, okay, I can kind of appreciate it for what it is. And they also kind of, I think, in my opinion, softened him just a little bit, where he still had the darkness, but then they also like, okay, he's Oliver Queen. You know, he's also like a little bit of levity, a little bit of a stronger support system.
Well, Juliet would just come to me. She's like, he's just killing more people. He's just killing everybody. And then Supergirl.
Oh
she
my
loves,
God, I hate
Juliet
Supergirl.
loves Supergirl. That's her favorite. Isn't that your favorite show?
Defend yourself.
What was the thing? She got so mad about Supergirl the other day because Supergirl, what did she call the villain? She said,
It's just like it's too easy. Like the worst insult was she goes, "Oh, you mean girl," and I was. I mean, I'm only on episode 4 though.
okay.
So
Oh, it gets
I'm
much
not very
worse.
far.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I watched like the first 2 seasons because I was trying to believe it. And like after season 4, I was disgusted. But then I kept going on. And I like the actress. Melissa Benoist. Is that how you pronounce
yeah.
it? Very good. But the storylines are so thin sometimes. The villains, like you're right, it's too easy. Or they make it almost laughably like there was a villain in the first season where he's just a normal human being. He has a certain kind of power, not going to say it. But Superman couldn't beat him. He got away from Superman one time. And so they played it up. Oh my God, he got away from Superman one time. And I'm like, okay. So he fights her and like, she could have beaten him, but then like she lets him get away because she like just watches him go away. Like he pushes her away with his power and then like departs. And she like looks at him like, we'll see him again. Like, just catch him now. And then later on she catches him and then she like texts Clark. And I'm sitting there going like, this villain wasn't even a villain. Like,
Wait a minute.
Really making me feel bad about this.
She texts him?
Yeah, because Clark doesn't the first. Yeah. Oh, if you watch the whole first season, like Clark is like the worst. I mean, he brings her, set up with the foster family, then just disappears, and then all these like villains she fights, he's just gone. And like he's in it now, but now he's with Lois, and they're having a baby, so he left. He's like, you know what? Metropolis is in good hands, or the Earth's in good hands. And we're like, you were never here. Like it was in good hands whether or not you were here.
No part of that show made me interested in it at all.
I mean, it was Supergirl. I was like, at least like they could go bring in like Metallo or maybe
Yeah.
Lex Luthor. They're just bringing in Lex Luthor. It's season 5. I mean, like they've been like Lex Luthor, like Stan likes Jimmy Olsen is too handsome and too dashing, and like he had a crush on, or Supergirl had a crush on him for like the first season and a half, and then they were like, oh, let's get away from that, and they did different love triangles throughout it. It was no.
Well, Juliet has this also has this theory about the Flash, and it's the villains that all they have to do is not believe the villains one time, and then they're
It's so annoying. It's so annoying because there's a hostage, and then they give the person what they want, but then they still kill the people, and it happens every season, every single season, and they don't learn. Like
they don't learn. That's the thing. She comes up to me. She's like, "Don't they learn anything? Don't they learn not to believe?"
that, and then they have the chance to kill the villain, but then in the Flash, Nora was like, "Don't kill him," and then Barry was just like, "Oh yeah, okay, I won't." Like
You said it.
to change, like
It's ridiculous.
Years of campy comic book code
Yeah.
kind of brought that about, and I think it's cute and it's geared towards a younger audience, and it's not really for us. I mean,
Meanwhile, Oliver Queen's just like,
City.
yeah, he's all dark.
I get pillows thrown at me all the time. I'll be laying in the bed. She'll just come into the master bedroom. She'll be like, "You failed this city." Oh,
It just felt
what did I do wrong? I trusted you.
just random hero one-liners.
Oh yeah, it's unbelievable.
Did you guys see the latest crossover of the CW, like the Crisis on Infinite Earths?
Wasn't it? Was that it, or was it Elseworlds?
Or the
It's
Elseworlds?
Elseworlds.
That's my fault.
Next year is Crisis on Infinite.
There we go. Wow. Totally knew that, but I got
She just Justined you.
yeah.
Meanwhile, back at the Hall of Justin. Where is he? Right here. Oh, you leaned out of frame.
To me, I'm still in frame. I can see me.
Oh, okay, I thought maybe
Wow.
you were like slapping Casey Affleck or something.
Not a good actor.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
Whoa.
I trusted you.
I loved his last album, Joe.
The Grammys made a mistake.
But what did you think of the new Bat? Like, you guys saw the Batwoman in it with
You mean,
Ruby Rose? Like, they're really thinking about. I think in the
I think
fall
that's
they're
already-
gonna.
Did that already
they kick
air? Did that episode already air?
The crossover, yeah.
Yeah.
I heard it went really well, and if they do a
Yeah.
show, I'm totally jumping in
Yeah,
on
it
that. She
really
looks
did.
amazing.
She's a foot tall.
I know, but like for Batwoman, that's fine because not like the villains that she's gonna face. Like, I don't think.
They're all gonna be like from remote lands with
No, but,
tiny
like-
people, genetics.
In the costume, okay, it did look a little weird, but I'm sure it was just because they're gonna refine it and make it better. You know, like yeah, she's smaller in stature,
Maybe she'll
but like
grow.
I think it makes a more human element to it.
Is
you know what
Rita
I mean?
Repulsa going to
I
be
see
there?
where you're going.
Yeah, because she's not a big frame, but like I don't think Batwoman was a big frame. Depending on what author or writer you're looking at, she was pretty much the same all the way through. And they really built like the Batman Rogues Gallery and teased it a little bit. And I think that that's the Batman that they want to have in the CW universe that they can't. But like that's the closest they're gonna get to it.
Right.
And I thought she did a great job, like
I
managing
thought
Kate
she
Kane.
was fine. The thing, or good. I thought the only thing was she just seemed so small. I was
Yeah.
like, wow, you're gonna kick somebody and fall down? It just seemed like
When she jumped off she had a great epic scene where she landed on a truck and was about to leave, and then like she knocked out some villains with her gadgets, and then she like ran and jumped off the truck, and I was like, yeah, I did look like a little girl. So
yeah.
I will
And she
give you
went
that.
she went like the Forrest Gump feather.
yeah, she like flew and landed. I was like, oh, that was jarring, you know.
Well, she's a lot more weapon oriented.
Yeah, I like it though. Like she's pulling out different things and knocking them out. It was,
Sound effects, does her own sound effects.
and the theme music for her,
Adam West levels.
epic.
Really?
If y'all listen to the Batwoman, like it's like a
I
30-second spot. Like I mean, look on YouTube. I love it. It like
right.
builds up. It's still dark and it's great. She had like a epic like where she comes into the cave and she like looks at her like outfit as she's about to get into it. Like it was a great theme.
All right.
Excited.
All right, and I think we've wound down on that.
Thanks, guys.
Donnie.
Justin, thanks a
Donnie,
lot.
Donnie, you got anything to?
I was only gonna think. I guess she can just fight off the penguin, but I don't know who else is that short.
Mixel Spitlick.
Mr. Mitzvah
That one.
Is that how you say it? Clip to skim?
you said
Make
it
him
close.
say his name
Mixel
backwards?
Spitlick. Because I think I remember it
I
from
got
the
nothing.
We're not
Superman
even trying to
show.
smart.
I'm right there with you, Adonis.
Yeah, I think I remember from the
Mr.
Superman.
Spitlick.
Yeah, and then he was like mix, spit, lick.
Played
Like
by
he had to burn
Gilbert
it down.
Gottfried.
Disappeared.
Yeah.
It was like the best casting ever. It's
Yeah.
like, we'll get Gilbert Gottfried to play this guy.
Where's that from? What was
From
that?
Superman the animated series.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Gilbert Gottfried plays the character of Mr. McZipple.
And if you say his
Spitlick.
name, if you get him to say his name backwards, he goes
3
to another
times.
dimension.
Yep.
Three times.
You have to make me say my name back 3 times.
Yep, that's
That
exactly
is the
right.
only way that this could possibly. You can't get me to say clip to skim, clip to skim, clip to skim. Holy crap!
Basically how it went down, yeah.
Seriously.
There's no way I have a better chance of playing a parrot in a Disney movie.
Oh my gosh.
Really, Gilbert Gottfried was
Yeah.
Yeah, check
It was
that
a
out.
trip.
Who's Lex
Classic
Luthor?
episode.
Clancy Brown.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say Bobcat Goldthwait. Listen, Superman, I don't know if you're gonna be able to get away with this because I have some kryptonite.
Juliet is just like, I don't know why I'm here.
No idea who Bobcat Goldthwait is.
Wins trivia.
We got him. It's coming up. Trivia. Great segue. All right, the trivia master, Juliet. Wow, that was so good. It was almost like that might be your superhero power, which we have superhero coming up from Adonis. But we decided, and we being me last week, that Juliet beats everybody so badly in trivia that she is now going to be the Grand Master. Yes, yes, yes. I give you your Incredible Hulk. So you are going to ask the questions. We all chime in. You can hit a buzzer, or you can come in with a quote from a movie or anything, a comic book, whatever you'd like. The most embarrassing thing is probably the best. So,
Okay.
are you ready? Questions?
Who was the doctor that transformed Steve Rogers into a super soldier?
Oh, man.
It is I, Thor, son of Odin. You can't Google it.
You didn't say I couldn't.
Yes, you can.
I'm saying it now.
Abraham Erskine.
I was going to say Erskine. Did you chime in?
Just now I did.
But
You didn't say a quote.
No, you didn't say a quote. Abraham Erskine.
You didn't say a quote. Oh, no, never mind.
Yeah, he
I,
did.
I'm the one who said
Oh, wait,
the
we
quote.
got to come with a quote first.
Yeah, you got
to
say
initiate.
The quote. Yeah, this is the quote or hit a buzzer.
Yes.
Use your buzzer.
Okay.
Yeah, just
Did you look that up, Justin, or did you just know it?
I looked it up.
Okay.
I love that
I
honesty.
knew it because of my friend
Yeah, me
Kellen
too.
Erskine, who's a comic. So I
okay.
always remember Kellen Erskine. I wouldn't have known Abraham because I can't think of anybody famous named Abraham except for Arnold's Fish on Different Strokes. All right, so
Oh.
Shout out.
which was okay. So
What you talking about, Frank?
don't
call
make me
back
bring
last
don't make me bring out my undercarriage. All right. Next up, we are going to question number 2. Build it up. Give us some. What movie are we talking? Are we MCU? Where are we? Where are we?
Yeah.
Okay, MCU. That's
Yeah.
all we
Of
care
course.
about. MCU and DC on CW.
Okay, what does SHIELD stand for?
It is strategic, Homeland.
Justin, help us.
Intelligent.
Homeland.
With great power comes great responsibility.
You know you're not getting points for that, bro.
I just want to be right one time. Can you let me do that,
you know
please?
what?
Strategic Homeland Intervention Enforcement and Logistics Division.
Immediately forgot that.
Yeah.
That's right? Yes, that's what I was going to say.
Booyah.
All right.
Let me get myself one.
If you made up these questions because they'd be difficult for you, we're never going to get them.
No, these are easy.
Oh, goodness.
Whoa.
Shazam!
Find Juliet's Pets on Facebook. Not playing.
Spawn kills everybody.
What is the technology that keeps Tony Stark alive?
Skadoosh.
Oh.
I went with skadoosh.
He got it.
Okay.
The technology is, it's called the arc reactor, right?
Yeah.
All right.
That's what I was going to say. And I actually had it. Okay. I am Iron Man. All right.
So initially, what turned Bruce Banner into the Hulk?
Skadoosh.
An accidental overdose of gamma radiation.
Boom.
Okay, that was wow.
What is the name of Thor's hammer?
Skadoosh.
He said he's doing. He's timing. He's getting it.
Go ahead, Adonis. I'm going to pass it to you.
Urinal?
Yes, urinal.
No, not urinal.
Yes, it's urinal.
There was an
Yes,
M
urinal.
in the front. It's MJOR.
Hey, Shakespeare in the Park. Where are you going to tinkle? Urinal.
Oh God, I don't know how to pronounce it, but
Dost thou mother know she's wearing your mother? You're wearing your mother's
Dost
drapes?
mother know you're wearing third rate?
That's what it is.
Love that line. Oh.
Do it again. He's in.
Wait, what?
Go.
Oh. Actually, well, I forgot.
Come on, man.
I forgot.
Is Donny
Donny
chiming
level.
in?
Sorry.
Donnie's like, hey, you better watch it.
Wow. I totally blanked.
No.
What was
no
the
one?
question?
What is the name of Thor's hammer?
Mjolnir.
Yeah.
I was close.
You're way off.
I was gonna say something Asgard, so I'm sure it wasn't close. It was something with A. I forgot. All right.
What movie did Spider-Man first appear in the MCU?
That's me. Avengers: Civil War.
No,
Wait, what?
Captain America: Civil War.
He's right. That was a Captain America movie.
Gotta get
Darn
the titles
it!
right.
Darn it!
It's not even the right series.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. Avengers: Age of Ultron. Oh,
Okay.
gosh.
All right.
Okay, this one's gonna be a harder question.
Oh no.
What are the 6 Infinity Stones? What are their colors, and what order did Thanos get them?
Nope.
Pass.
So
I can do their colors.
That's a
right
plus
here.
right there.
So Tom Brady won the first Super Bowl.
Do not say his name here.
Do you know this?
Drew Brees fan.
What is it?
It's
Oh, you wrote it down. You
well,
did it
yeah,
down.
but it's space, power, reality, soul, time, and mind. Space is blue, power is purple, reality is red, soul is orange, or time is green, and mind is yellow.
Oh, because he started with yeah. No.
Okay.
Wow.
All right, next question, because that was too
We
tough.
suck.
Yeah,
Oh my goodness.
we were not gonna get that.
It was the pressure. We all knew it. It's the pressure.
Right. Pressure. You're right.
How many more you got?
8, 9, and 10 to 3.
Okay,
Right,
3.
Gotta make this count.
What food did the Avengers eat after the New York battle?
Skadoosh.
Shawarma.
Yeah.
Fun fact, I actually went and tried shawarma after that movie. It's the only reason I tried it. It was wonderful.
Fun fact, Donnie and I are the only ones who get to do fun facts.
Man, give my man Justin a break.
Come on.
Where's that bird?
Hold on. Sorry, I went on a rant. Okay.
What does Steve Rogers say in Captain America: The Winter Soldier when he's running with Sam Wilson?
On your left?
Just sweeping the thing. I was gonna say see you in the morning.
I guess all the Caliendos aren't allowed to be in the trivia anymore.
Yeah.
It should just be Caliendo versus Caliendo.
Well, it's not.
No, I don't even.
It's not fair because you like watch them on a regular basis. Juliet, you're probably watching them 7 times a day and stuff like that.
All
He's
the
right
time
there.
subliminal information. No,
All right,
you just sweeping it. All right.
So what?
I guess you're right. Last one.
Okay, what planet were Thor, Valkyrie, Hulk, and Loki on in Thor Ragnarok?
Ragnarok.
No.
No.
I forgot. Oh,
Is it Titan?
Earth?
no.
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 Asgard.
No.
Darn it.
I don't know the name of the planet, but it's the battle planet. It's the junkyard planet, the battle planet where they had the Hulk, the Gladiator Hulk and stuff like that.
Yeah, but you have to know the name.
I don't remember the name because
what's
Beta
his
Ray
face?
Bill was on the side of the building of the Coliseum where they were
Wasn't
fighting.
Jeff Goldblum in that one?
Yes,
Yeah.
he was the collector. Right? No, not
No.
the collector.
He was the
Grandmaster.
Grandmaster.
That
Grandmaster.
one.
What
They all
world?
the same.
It's
what's
not
the
gonna
answer,
happen.
Jules?
I only saw it when it came out.
It's a car.
Sakar.
We're gonna have to do this better next week, y'all. We did not
Can
represent.
you like give
That was the
me?
last one?
Can you
All
give
right.
me a study guide or
like a
something
theme,
like that?
like a theme.
It was. What questions don't you guys know the answer?
That's a pretty broad topic.
Oh man, that hurt.
All right, we've been doing some stuff on social media, and Joe is going to talk about some photoshopping stuff he's been doing.
Oh yeah, it's just a really quick thing. So everything's really negative all the time on social media. So I thought to combat that, maybe I'd spin some negativity and make it positive. So I'm gonna start doing some memes, and I'd like to see everybody else's memes and what they think about the memes that I put up. But the first one I'm gonna put up before this airs, so it'll be up when this airs, and it's gonna be a picture of Thanos. And I'm just gonna take, like, obviously he's a bad guy, but I'm gonna make what he's able to do positive. So his title will be Forward Thinker.
Oh wow.
I have a couple other
Hold on,
ones.
is
but-
somebody playing a video game or something?
What? Yeah. What is that?
What is that?
Oh snap. That might be.
It
my
sounds
new
like
phone.
somebody's phone.
Is
I
that
told
your-
you it was a new phone. I didn't turn it off.
Oh, Corbin.
Poor
Where-
man.
where is
Sounds
it?
like an ice cream truck.
Yeah.
I didn't do anything to it. Like that, I got it straight from the store and came right here.
Is
so
that an alarm to get more pizza? Like, what's up?
That's dessert alarm. Clearly ice cream truck.
It was so creepy. I thought for sure there was going to be some type of killer coming out of nowhere. All right.
sorry.
Any others, Joe?
Well, yeah. Adonis is gonna do his superhero idea soon, so I want to see more superhero ideas. We actually got one. We actually had a bunch of them, but we liked one a lot recently. And Justin, what was the gentleman's name that sent it?
His name is Michael Whitaker. It sounds like one of your friends. He's from Pennsylvania.
Yeah, he's from Pennsylvania. How crazy is that? But apparently all the good ideas are in Pennsylvania. So his idea is excellent. We have to work on some legal logistics before we're able to talk about it on the air, but definitely we're going to talk about that one. It's such a cool idea. So thanks a lot for sending that in. And we'll get more, and we'll keep them all backlogged, and we'll talk about all of them. But we're going to get through the cast's ideas first.
All right, sounds good. And Adonis, that leads us into your superhero.
All right. I had a conversation at work the other day. I was just super bored, and I said to one of my coworkers, I was like, "Hey, what would your superpower be?" And I said, "Go." And she said what she would say, what she wanted. She said invisibility. And I just started to spit off the cuff. What if I was, had the power to control matter and things like that? And I would basically change the way people perceived me, so I would always look like this dark void and things like that, and just change things around. But I would mostly just be going around doing regular stuff. So I would just go to Target and just be like, I really need this longer extension cord, but I only have like popcorn in my pocket. So I would change it into money and then pay for it to get an extension cord, and then leave. And then once I left,
great powers to do average everyday things.
Great
Petty
power,
theft.
great irresponsibility.
exactly, exactly. And I was like, yes.
Super slacker.
But super slacker. Yeah, that's ultimately what I would be. I would just be a super slacker. I would constantly be changing the fat particles in my gut so I can always have six pack abs, but I'd only eat like pizza and Kit Kat bars and stuff like
It's
that.
not a bad diet.
I mean, I know.
I'm just trying to think of superpowers that you could just waste.
Wait till you get to mine.
Heat vision in the desert.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, I told Joe my idea. I can't wait to flesh that
Yeah,
out.
I want you to say because we've gone a little bit long already today. The thing that we want to get to at the end. Where did this come from? This is another Adonis idea, I believe, originally.
Oh, yes.
The Hanna-Barbera stuff.
So I've been really excited for the Mortal Kombat 11 game coming out. So I've been thinking about why I was so excited about Mortal Kombat. There's a lot of characters that we hadn't seen in the last couple of games that are coming back, and I was just talking about when my dad took me and bought the Mortal Kombat 1 for Sega, and we sat there and we played it all night, and I thought that was so awesome.
The original Sega with like the game with Sega.
Yep, and we got that, and I was just like, "Oh my god, I love this so much!" And that was the first one of the first games with like blood and stuff in it. So I was just like, I was super stoked, and just that's what Mortal Kombat has meant to me. It's just been this awesome thing for me. And I was thinking of all the other fighter games that I played and that I've loved or wanted to play and love watching people in tournaments play. And I thought, what if, like Marvel vs. Capcom, what if there was a Hanna-Barbera fighting game? You know, and I was just like, who would be in this game? Like Space Ghosts versus the Mystery Crew. I mean, like Johnny Quest versus Thundar the Barbarians.
Hong Kong Fooey needs to be in there.
Oh yes, definitely.
He's a favorite.
Shaggy and Scooby verse.
Yeah.
Hong Kong Fooey. Zoinks like, hey Scoob, like let's get him. Like I'm gonna take you out. Hong Kong Fooey.
#1 super guy.
Hey, Ranger, finish him. Hey, boo-boo, I'm gonna pull out his spine. Bonnie, those were my fruity pebbles. Hey, friend, I don't feel so good.
I need to hear Grape Ape say, "Get over here."
I don't. Do you remember Grape?
I don't know.
That's all I remember him saying.
Yeah, I don't know either.
I don't remember.
I know that for whatever reason, there was something. I have a 2-year-old, and when I need him to come over by next to me, I'll be like, I started by saying, "Get over here," and like it occurred to me that I was saying it almost like Mortal Kombat, so I'll be like, "Get over here," and he'll just scream and run away.
I'm sure it's reassuring to him.
My wife hates it.
Then there were like the Speed Buggy, which had all the characters from Scooby-Doo, but with different clothes on, and different hair
Or
color.
Saturday morning races, the races one.
Wacky
races.
Yeah. And then you had like the Asian version of the Mystery Crew too.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Scrappy. Give me Scrappy.
Oh,
Nobody
yeah.
likes Scrappy.
Let me
What?
out.
Scrappy
Puppy
Doo?
Power.
Scrappy Doo?
Puppy Power.
My favorite was Muttley.
Dick Dastardly's dog?
That's all he did. It's like, Muttley, finish him.
What would his move be?
Just a laugh.
Laugh attack.
Exactly.
Like Blanca. No, Blanca from Street Fighter.
Could just bite you on your leg and trip you and set traps and stuff
And you're
like that,
done.
basically.
Finish him.
Finish him. Exit stage left even. Like I'm pulling your heart off.
Bonnie.
Captain Caveman
And son.
Let's just ruin every cartoon by giving them a child that looks just like him.
Flawless victory.
Oh, flawless.
All right, Comic Playground. With, like I said at the beginning, we're going through an identity crisis at some point. A lot of things evolving. The show starting to catch on with over 5 people. No, hundreds of millions of people tuning in monthly, daily, weekly, millenniumly, eon, which is longer. I'm not even sure. Okay. All right. I went Tony Stark. I didn't mean to. Anybody else got anything to wrap up? Comic Playground Twitter. I wanted to call it Adonisgram, but Instagram.
No, Instagram.
Facebook, all that kind of stuff. And subscribe to our YouTube channel,
Yep.
the podcast, all that kind of stuff. Comicplayground.com gets you there. Any final words from anybody?
Send us your comic book ideas, your superhero ideas, and check out the memes and make some memes. We want to see your memes. I'll definitely post them on our sites. I saw a couple things like we didn't talk about Wolverine.
We'll do it next. We'll do it next. We're at that's plenty. We'll got plenty. We'll do all the same people that were in Batman.
Well,
we'll do them.
Same
I'll
now.
give you one guess as to who I think.
Sean Connery.
A slice of pizza.
Oh, I'm ready for one right now. Anyway.
Oh, I was literally gonna say Casey Affleck again. Just
Petty. Oh man, I wish you would have just. I wish you would have just said it. And we could have ended there. But since you didn't just say it, Donnie, how you gonna wrap it up today?
Keep collecting. You never know what's gonna be a movie in the next 10 years or so. And I'm done.
What did you say? Action?
No, I said, and that's the end. That's all I got.
Donnie Gump.
Oh, Donny Gump.
All right. Great job, everybody.
All right.
Finish him.
Boom.